It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with a very special succulent tip of the day because we are at Kevin's place and he is going to take us on a tour of his magnificent gardens. So, Kevin, your garden is broken up into different areas and it feels like I can see like an evolution of your design style as we move around the property. This is obviously your entry. And what was your inspiration with this area? Was this the first area you did, second, third? How long, how
Okay.
long have you lived here? Um, those are the questions that I have. What inspired this?
Well, you inspired us because
Oh, thank you.
when I first moved here in 2017,
Okay.
this whole yard was just like, those old, was it Nile? Was it?
Oh, the
Yeah, yeah,
agapanthus.
Panthers was all over here, and there was just no succulent. They probably have a pencil tree, that's the only thing that was here, and these aeonium. But then I just started watching your video, and I just started and seeing all the plant that you had, and I started collecting them, and this is what I came up with. And working with you and learning how tough they are and moving them around and all that create this.
Okay, so this is evolved. It wasn't like you got up one morning and did
No.
this. So this has been because I can feel it. I mean, I can see the touches. Like I see boulders, and I can see pieces of driftwood, and I can see like your gorgeous flamingos and your pots, and it has a feeling like this is evolved. And I'm just so proud of you, Kevin. Um, this is amazing, really. You have challenges here too with gophers, don't you?
Yes, I do. And there is a gopher hole right behind it. So I don't know, it's gonna be like this in a month, but we'll see.
Okay, look at this. Look at this. Ferox getting ready to go off. Isn't that stunning? So gorgeous. So your plants, do you get your plants where I get mine at Waterwise and Oasis?
Yes,
And
yes,
some of these are project leftovers, huh?
yes, yes. The small ones is usually the project plants, but the mature kind of big ones, I bought it from Oasis and Waterwise, and Hunter.
What about these pebbles? I see a lot of these in your yard. This is such a great idea because this is a really, really narrow little space, but you've just blinged it out with these white rocks. What was the inspiration for those? Where'd you get those?
Well, the first I had like the white rock as the dressing, like the top dressing of like an area, but then I just kind of like it just kind of evolved as I was just gonna design, and it just makes sense to do like this all around the property to kind of be very cohesive.
Yeah, that ties in. That's a really neat designer touch. And these beds that you created with treated lumber, and I see rebar here, and I see brick. Did you create this design
Yes,
too?
I did because I just saw like how the Home Depot was creating those raised garden, and I was just like, oh, you know what, I can do this, and then I just kind of create something really simple because this is not permanent. So if I decided in the future if I want to rip this whole entire area, it's not anything cemented. It's just kind of like this is what's holding it.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that is genius. And then you've got your cute little flagstone pathway leading to the hose. Oh my gosh. And just, tree stumps with pots on them. How smart is that? And your little stone bird bath down there. I mean, look at collect the detail, Greg. This is really amazing. All of this detail. Look at all the different types of rock. You've got crushed rock in the back against the house, which is really smart because you don't want plants right up against the house where the foundation is going to get wet. And then you've got a line of river rock, and then you've got some mounding, and you've got some gravel. So you've got like 3 or 4 different kinds of top dressing and rock mediums, then these stunning boulders. What's the story behind these? I've seen a lot of these in your yard. They look like honey onyx.
They are honey onyx, but it has a lot of detail, so that's why I kind of picked personally pick them and just kind of like put them in the garden. Just kind of the color of it goes with this, and it's really pretty.
It sure is.
And it gives kind of like a more like under the sea because of the all these craters and stuff. So it's a lot of detail, which I love. And the river, the reason why I had the river rock kind of go here because I don't have gutters. So when it rains, the water just gush down and it will be flooded right here. So creating a natural.
So you did almost like a French drain.
Yes.
See, now that is a true designer. When you can take a challenge and turn it into something beautiful. So there you go. I mean, how inspiring is that? I would not have thought to do that. That is amazing. Okay.
So this side is challenging for me because you get like the afternoon sun. So this is like, it gets super hot here. So like the plant that I picked are the really tough one that can handle the heat during the summertime. Which, you know, they'll shiver up a little bit, dry it up, but they're still alive. But when
It's still alive. Check out this cactus. Isn't that spectacular? It's like a brain.
And this got infected.
Did it get some scale?
No, it got some pathogen. It was within, so you can see some like it kind of like discoloration. And then when I just put the chemical to treat it, it just started to scar.
Yeah.
So, but it's
you know what? It happens.
It happens.
We have to accept that. We'll just call it freckles.
And same thing with this one too. It got infected. It happened, but it's recovering, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So,
beautiful. And then over here, we got a whole nother thing happening. Beautiful flagstone pathway, again with the crushed rock, the sunburst pebbles, the burgundy lava, the Palm Springs gold, the black. Oh my gosh, I'm just loving this. And look at how Kevin created a garden oasis out of the side of a cliff.
This used to be just like a flat cliff that just go all the way down to here. It was just like a flat. So I start carving it out and then start elevating this area. This was flat. So I start elevating this area and created.
Look at this. He created a little oasis. I mean, it just goes back as far as the eye will go. And you've got to get that wheelbarrow up there with the bricks spilling out. If that's not a designer, I don't know what is. That is amazing, Kevin. I love that. I love that. And see how the eye focuses down here and then it's gently drawn up the slope. And you've got things to see up there too. You've got so much still to do and so much ground to cover, but you have done such a magnificent job. And would you encourage people to just dive in, to not be overwhelmed by the magnitude of a project, but just to like choose a place and get started and see where it takes you? What's your process?
Like for me, it's just like you just pick up a small section first and then just kind of create that section, and after you create that section you move on to the next, and it kind of like you kind of carry on that kind of design, kind of flow to the next design. But as it evolves, you know you can create it more modern and all that stuff. So for me this is more like a very rustic, but once in the future, in the back where you guys gonna see, in the future, I would like to make it more of a modern landscaping in the back.
Well, this is absolutely gorgeous. And also, I do believe that you are a new dad, aren't you?
Yes.
Will you show us your babies?
Yes. So here is my chicken. I know this is really crazy, but being the first time chicken owner, I didn't realize how fast they grew. And then also, our cage is coming in, but it's back order, so we had to wait for 2 weeks for it to come. But it should come this Tuesday. Fingers crossed.
Yes, and because Kevin is a new chicken dad, those of you that raise chickens that have any advice for him, please leave the tips in the comments.
Yes.
Kevin will appreciate that very much. Yeah. But you started with how many chicks?
18.
And now we have
Still 18?
Still 18.
Teens.
So who's batting 1,000 this
Yay.
time? Right here. Okay, and also you rescued this tree from our Normal Heights project. This is a Desert Museum Palo Verde. I know it looks sad, 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 but we will keep you all posted because it's still viable. There's still life. And Kevin is so wonderful that he brought this home and he planted it, and he is, aren't you doing like rain dances and,
Yes.
and sprinkling it with holy water?
Yes.
And, you know, praying to the goddess.
Every day.
Every day. A spotlight on it. So, you know, it is in a prime place. Kevin loves it. And if sheer love can make a tree grow, then this thing should be absolutely stunning before too long. That's fantastic.
So I built this like entrance to kind of go up to the hill. Well, this whole part in the future, I would love to have like just different kind of garden here, like spots. So, you know, it's all in progress. But this is a start, you know, like, you know, once I have money, I would love to have like a slab of steps going up. That would be really nice. But and then this is all the stuff that it's just like very like juvenile because they're cuttings and they're this is from a project from Bonita.
If you juvenile, I love that word. And look at this gorgeous pot on top of the tree stump.
Oh, and another thing too, I've learned. So when you put the pot on the tree stump, and as time progresses, the roots start to grow out, and it kind of stabilizes it really like tough. And then yeah, so the roots actually grows into the stump.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
That's why like I was trying to like move this, kind of like shimmer it, and I couldn't even move it. It's like, why is it so tough? Then I realized that, and once I got it up, I saw roots underneath, and it was just kind of stabilizing it.
Oh yes, and look at all the details with stones, and Kevin's got these cute little footprints. Tell us about the footprints, Kevin.
So this is a footprint that I created like a little kid. So like, you know, 5 toes, you know, and then these footprints are like a dog footprint. So it's a man's best friend kind of.
I love it.
Which, you know, as you can see, I love dogs. And then these guys, I got this from Big Lot. And I just added lights inside instead of the solar lights. I created like just a light that which I haven't buried yet, so don't. So at nighttime it just lights up. So it kind of like gives like a pathway lighting.
You're just learning about exterior illumination, aren't you?
Yes.
Daddy Greg has been helping you along.
And this is the
From La Jolla.
La Jolla.
Yeah. Yeah, we had our La Jolla Shore Shop. They had so many of these agaves, Ferdinands, that I gifted them all to the crew, and we still had like a dozen left.
And it's rooted, so
yeah,
it's good.
Really good. It's amazing. Really beautiful. And did you see, Greg, how we've got a couple of chairs here
To kind of sit.
You can sit and enjoy this beautiful perspective. It is so important, isn't it, to have seating in the garden? Because
Yes.
isn't it a completely different perspective from a seated position than from a standing one? And Kevin has vignettes and seats and areas to enjoy the garden from all different vantage points.
2020, I had a fire with this window, so I had to replace this entire window. This is a brand new window.
Wow.
But we had a plantation shutter right along here, so I had to take it out, and then I just recycle them, you know.
And look at this vignette. Look at what you see looking through. Isn't that adorable? That's so gorgeous, Kevin. I love that perspective of opening the shutter, too. Wow, look through here, Greg. So you open. That's so cool. And the early bird can have the worm because worms are gross and mornings are stinky. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, and then you've got some of the black shiny pebbles in between all your flagstone here.
Mm-hmm.
Check out this beauty.
So all of this used to be a cliff. There was like nothing here. It was just like a slope. So I just, when I was carving the hill, I started adding soil here, and I just kind of built it up, and then created this whole entire space right over here. And you know, in the future, I'm gonna create another pathway through here, and then this whole side will be more of a modern take on landscaping.
I see that you have some non-succulent plants.
Yes.
Are you going to be a succulent cactus purist, or will your design aesthetic include other annuals and perennials?
No, I'll stick with succulent because it's just much more easier to maintain and.
Right. Word, Kevin.
Yeah,
Word.
this is more, you know, on a professional level, kind of like with fruit trees and creating
Yeah,
this.
that's a pomegranate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And your agave is getting ready to bloom
Yeah,
out.
this is the what is this one for?
Agave.
Nova?
Nova.
Celsi.
Celsi.
Yes.
Didn't have to ask for help. Oh my gosh.
So, and this section here is like, so the sun sets right there. Like in the evening, I get to sit here and I get to see the sunset, which is a very nice take on Mother Nature.
I love how you have created all of these fantastic vignettes and opportunities to enjoy. And you've only been in this house for
4 years.
4 years. Man, have you ever accomplished a lot?
I
So
love
many
plants. I love
Clearly. Oh,
And then this is whole section, you know. The reason why this isn't doing too well because it gets the sun hitting it, which is, but I don't have a place to kind of mount it up yet. So I'm still trying to figure out, you know.
looks good to me.
But it's, you know.
You
And then-
really need to. You got to show them those cactus.
Oh. Yeah.
Can you stand it? I have cactus envy. I have little cactus in my garden, but they don't look like that. That's gorge.
And I think it's gonna bloom soon too.
Yeah. As if it wasn't enough just the way it is. It's going to bloom. So he's got collectibles. He's got some Susan Ock pots.
And then like sometime I would put like a piece of wood, like would just kind of display to kind of make it look really, you know, earthy, to add a little more detail to it. So, and these are just babies.
Wow.
And these, this is this is from Oceanside
Oh,
project.
yeah. The Dahlia, Grenadiensis.
Yeah, Grenadiensis.
Grenadiensis, yeah. Bam.
Yep.
So gorgeous.
And that's it. And I have some bonsai.
And you got bonsai, you got more collectibles.
Oh, Hoyas.
Hoya.
And here,
Sarah.
and this is just kind of more stuff.
But I mean, even your wood pile looks intentional. I mean, this is a designer's garden for sure. And I can't thank you enough, Kevin, for sharing it with all of us. And,
Oh, you're welcome.
You know, I think it's so important for our followers to learn more about our DFS family and to see just how amazing you are as a designer all on your own. So thank you so much.
You're
for
welcome.
sharing.
Thank
I
you
love
for
you to
showing,
the
coming to me.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin's on Instagram.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
What do you want to say about what you're doing, Kevin?
Huh? Oh,
Your
what?
Instagram, what's your handle?
Oh, just Kevin SD. I mean, that's just my personal page, which is like kind of like, and then I have a professional one, which is House of X Design on Instagram, which is shows a lot of my plants and my projects and anything that's to do with plants.
Yes, yes. So be sure and follow Kevin at House of X Design on Instagram. So you want to say this has been your succulent tip of the day?
This has been your succulent tip of the day. What is that?
You're doing fine. Yes, and this has been Kevin's Garden, and we love you guys. Get out there, get your hands dirty, and be inspired by all of
Yes.
the magic that you see before you today. Bye, guys.
Bye.